Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Can someone hear can someone hear me? If you can hear me, kindly type for me a yes in the chat. Type yes in the chat. Okay. Let me see. Good morning once again. You're most welcome to our Friday question and answer session. My name is Jerina Marina. I am currently in Uganda, Entebbe, and I welcome you on this Zoom. I would request you to kindly say hello. Let us know where you are watching from. Where are you learning from? Which country are you? You write a country and then say hello. I'm glad to be with Aine Inomo. You're welcome, Aine. And where are you from, Aine? Robert Samuel, where are you? Semakula Kandawide. Thank you for the response. Ishmael from South Africa is in the house. Mose from Zambia. Eria from Uganda, you're welcome on the call. Pranima in Uganda, you're welcome. Miriam, you're welcome. It is a beautiful Saturday. Let us go ahead and share that link with all other members, all other friends, so that they can be able to come in the Zoom call. You're most welcome. Marvin, you're welcome. Marvin from Ghana. Marvis from Ghana. Ethiopia is also in the house. Dawit, you're welcome. Our leaders are going to be with us soon. Let us do that very fast by sharing the link to the rest of our members. How many members do you have? Kindly share that. Moses from Uganda, you're most welcome. Let us share the link, ladies and gentlemen. We are only 35 on the call. We need to have all our team members present. Tumuhimbise from Mbarara, you're welcome on the call. Kindly share that link with all your teammates. If you are new, you can also send the link back into your group and wake up the sleeping members to come on the call. Yusuf, you're welcome on the call. You're welcome. Remember to have a pen and a paper so that you can be able to jot down the important things that you hear on the call. You can have your laptop, you can have your notepad. Ivan Gori, Uganda. Goire, you're welcome, Ivan. Welcome on the call. Let's share the link. Let's share the link. We are in the best time of cryptocurrency. This is not a time to miss a Zoom call like this because you don't know when our leaders get, they keep on reading every now and then, and they throw us information that can really, really make a difference in our lives once we put it into action. So get your teams on the call. We are 42. We can make this better. We can make this better. Marvin, kindly share your link to other people. Dawit, Moses, Enoch, please share in the groups. Let's share, let's wake them up, let's remind them. It doesn't matter where they are. They can join in on the call and listen to this question and answer session. It is a very, very good call. because you cover so many topics at the same time. Crypto Bridge from Rwanda, you're welcome. My margin call is not by. What's the problem? Okay. Kenan, we are going to answer your questions. That's very good. You can start to type your questions as well. Note them down, and our leader is almost here to start answering the call. Leader Mopiiwa, when you're ready, please let me know so that we don't have to waste a lot of time, since this Zoom takes, there are so many questions that people ask, and it may take us more time than we agree on. I'm also trying to share my link here with my team members. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, with a lot of readiness to start our Zoom call today, like I said at the beginning, I am from Uganda, Entebbe, and I'm glad to be working with very great people. Our leader, J.K. Kawanda, who I believe could be in the background. Then our leader, Coach Mopiiwa from South Africa. He is already here, and I would like not to waste any more time, but to ask him to come on the call and we start. I believe we are going to do as we always do. You write your question in the chat, or you raise your hand, and then we will be able to unmute you. You either speak or we read the question, and Leader Mopiiwa will be in position to answer your question. Leader Mopiiwa, kindly take over. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, leadership. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Crypto Ambassadors family. Yes, thank you for joining us this morning. Introduction has already been made. Wonderful, amazing people in the house. So guys, let's get started. We don't want to waste much time. It's a Friday. Yes, Juma Mubarak to our Muslim brothers and sisters across the world. So let's get into the question and answer session. As you have heard my co-host, the rule remain the same. You come in the chat box, you type your question. If you want to come on the microphone so that we can hear from you, then you raise up your hand and the co-host is going to allow you to unmute, and then you'll be able to ask your question. Yes, so I think that is loud and clear. Yes, can we get started? Come in the chat, ask your question, and let's see how best can we help you in this business of cryptocurrency trading using our amazing Royal Cube board. Yes, so I think my co-host can start reading the questions, and then we go step by step as we get started.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, leader, Coach Mopiiwa. Kindly, let's do it this way. You write for me your question, you write for me your country and your question, your country and your question. We would love to know where you are learning from, where our teams have grown, how Crypto Ambassadors is fastly expanding across the globe. So our first question comes from Kinyan. Kinyan asks, my margin calls are not buying. What is the problem?
All right. If the board is not buying your margin calls, there should be two things I suspect. The first thing is the settings of your margin call drop. Is either your margin call drops are high and the price of the coin that you are trading is not dropping to that margin call drops you have said, or either your buy-in callback is a little bit high so the market does not rise up to your margin call drop so that it can buy. I would sincerely request, if it is possible, the person who is asking this question, if he can raise up their hand, then we do screen sharing. Yes, so that we look into the coin or into the trade. Probably there is one of those things I have explained. Yes, but mostly when the board is not buying, it is about your margin call drops, because remember, our robot buys when the price is falling. So if your margin call drops are not well up to date, yes, the board, it may not buy if the price is not dropping according to your settings, right? And another factor as well, it is the buy-in callback. Sometimes your margin call drop can be achieved, but your buy-in callback maybe is a little bit high. Then the robot, when the price is moving, it does not rise to that buy-in callback. So it can be one of the contributing factors why your robot is not buying. That is if your margin call button is on. All right, I'm bringing this condition because sometimes you'll be saying my margin calls are not being bought, yet your margin call button is off. So if your margin call button is off, the robot cannot also buy your margin calls, right? Or another thing, if you are trading using artificial intelligence margin call, the AI, yes, probably the buying of your margin calls is delayed according to that. But the best way is to look into your trade. That will be the best way. So if you can raise your hand and then we allow you to do some screen sharing, I think that is going to be the best way to resolve the issue. Yes, over to you, my leader.
Okay, our next question is from Semgabi Robert. Semgabi Robert is in Uganda. Semgabi Robert is asking, why is that the take profit is so huge while using the pivot point standard to set the selling price of a trade rather than when setting a direct take profit percentage given? What is the science here? The take profit is so huge when you use the pivot point standard to set the selling price of a trade, rather than when you're setting a direct take profit percentage given. Do you get that, my leader?
Yes, question well understood. Robert, the reason why your take profit is high, it is simply because from your entry position, when you are using the pivot, from your entry position to the price that you are expecting to exit that trade, okay, the difference is high. Okay, what I'm simply saying is, let me try to do some screen sharing here so that Robert is able to see what I'm talking about. When you're using the pivot, you normally use numbers. You insert in numbers, or either you enter using numbers. All right, for example, let me just open this coin. And I demonstrate using the pivot. Let me not create it. Let me just tap here and use the pivot, right? So when you check this coin, I think my screen is visible. When you check this coin, this is the current price. Let me write it down here. If it can come down here, this is 0.3, okay, 3172. Okay, that's the current price of this coin. Now you want to use pivot to trade this particular coin. So when you come down here, okay, here is my current price. Now, you are using pivot point. So pivot point standard, it is having the Fibonacci or the classic. All right. So if you are entering, for example, at current price, you are entering at this price. Now you are finding an exit point using pivot. So if you are to look at this current price, this is 31.74. Okay, it's 31.74. So if we are to look at this, you are going to discover that this 31.74, I'm just calling out the numbers at the end. All right. So I want you to look here, Robert. I want you to look here. When you look at this 31.74, which is 0.3174, if you check, you find out that this price is within this and this, or either this one here is a bit lower, but when it comes to the Fibonacci, our current price is within here and here. All right. It is within these two numbers I have circled here. So you're going to find out that if you are going to use classic, it means when you enter at this current price, you are expecting to get out as your selling price. This is going to be your selling price, 32.04. Can you see that, Robert? Am I talking to you? This is going to be your selling price that you're going to set if you are to use classic. If you are to use Fibonacci, it means you'll be looking at this price over here. That is going to be your exit price, because our price 31.74, it is between 30.75 and 32.25. So you see that the difference is high. From 31.74 to 32.25, I'm only calling out the last numbers, ne? Don't quote me wrong. All right. So you will see that 31.74 to 32.25, that is the difference. So if you subtract 0.3174, and here on top is 0.3225. Okay, you can see the difference there. So you find out that your take profit is huge. Your take profit is huge than the take profit that you insert as a percentage. I don't know if this makes sense to Robert. Robert, tell me if this makes sense. It is because of the counting of the numbers that you are inserting in your Royal Q board as an exit, meaning to say it's a selling price. You are putting that as a selling price. Whether you are entering at current price or you are also using the same pivot, okay, you are using the same pivot to be an entry, and you're also using another pivot number as an exit point. Let me know if this makes sense or I have answered your question, Robert, when it comes to why the take profit is higher compared when you are putting in the profit that is given probably in a signal, right? Let me know if I am speaking to Robert on this issue. Okay, all right. Robert says it makes more sense. Yes. Okay, my co-host, I think you can proceed with the questions.
Our next question is from Yusuf, Professor Yusuf. He says, but please, can I set a margin configuration call drops like 0.2 or 0.5 throughout, can he be able to set 0.2 or 0.5 throughout all the margin calls?
Yes, you can do that depending on what you are looking for. You can set that type of a margin call drop, looking at what you are looking for. Remember, when you are setting these margin configuration, you are giving instructions to your robot, right? So what are you looking for? You want your robot to buy fast, all right? That's why you are putting the 0.2 throughout, or you're putting the 0.5 throughout. That's why I'm saying it depends on what you are looking for. But you should understand that the market can drop than you expected. Okay, so when you are setting your margin call drops, you should also know that. But the question is still coming to you and say, what are you looking for? Do you want the bot to buy your margin calls fast, or at least it should do a little bit delay, so that if the coin is dropping a lot, then you don't find yourself all your margin calls being bought very fast, and then you don't have more capital, all right, more capital to buy as the coin continues to dip. So yes, Yusuf, you can set those type of margin call drops throughout depending on what you want. What are you looking for? It is not prohibited, no, but you should understand that the coin can drop further, or the coin, the price can go down than you expected. So the setting of the margin calls, when we are doing them, we look also at that. We don't just say set the margin calls. We look at the momentum, how the price of that particular coin is moving. But when a signal is given, they also calculate. That's why they are able to give you the total margin call drop in a signal. It means they have calculated, they see how the price is moving. But if you are doing it on your own, yes, it is okay. But be responsible for what you are doing, because that's what the robot is going to do. Thank you so much, Yusuf. I think I have answered your question.
Can we go to the next question, leader?
Yes, please.
Oh, our next question is from Ethiopia. I would like to know how to trade using pivot. Now, this is Dawit. Okay. Dawit from Ethiopia. Okay, Dawit, you're most welcome. And then this is David from Umbarara. He's asking, he would like to know how to trade using pivot.
Okay. For Davis to understand how to trade using pivot, he needed to attend our training that we specifically look at the indicator, the pivot standard indicator. Because if I'm going to show Davis now, I'm going to take a lot of time to explain that for him to understand. So I would request Davis to attend our training, or either you go to our YouTube channel, because the lessons that were done under pivot, they are recorded. Okay, they are recorded, so you can watch them many times so that you are able to understand. Okay, if I am to demonstrate here, it's gonna take time, and we're not gonna be able to cover some of the questions, because remember, I need to demonstrate, I need to explain what is pivot, right? How do you enter, how do you exit the market using the pivot standard indicator in Royal Queue? So it may take us some time to do that. I think the best way is you watch the recording, or either you attend one of the classes, because we normally repeat these lessons. So I would ask Davis, keep attending our sessions, especially the training sessions, so that you are able to understand how can you trade using the pivot standard indicator in Royal Q.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mopiiwa. Our other question from Arinda, Uganda. He wants to know the best strategy for the current market. Arinda is asking the best strategy for the current market.
All the strategies that we are using in Royal Q, they are the best strategies. We are using start small, win big is a strategy. We do have buy poverty is a strategy. Super buy poverty is a strategy. Bull run settings is a strategy. I'm not sure Arinda is referring to what when he says strategy. But when we look at our current strategies that we are having, that we are using in Royal Q, they are the best for any market because we are teaching you how to set a trade. Remember, we are teaching you wallet management. How can you allocate your capital in each and every trade using the strategy that you are picking? Yes, so I don't know if this is what Arinda is asking.
Fine.
So I think we can proceed, my leader.
Yes, our next question is from, again, Uganda, Ahmed. Ahmed says, I'm new and sincerely know nothing. Kindly, I ask for assistance. Ahmed is new and he doesn't know anything. He's asking for assistance.
Okay, I think Ahmad needed to go to the person whom he has joined under, because this is general when he say he is kindly asking for assistance. In which area? So we cannot, because this is a question and answer session. So Ahmad, can I kindly ask you to go to the person, since you are new in the business, you are very new in the business, you know nothing. Okay, so it means we needed to teach you how to, I'm not sure if you do have an activated bot already, because I know sometimes our question and answer session, they are attended by prospects. So I'm not sure if Ahmad, you do have an activated Royal Q robot. If you do, please go to the person that helped you to join the business. All right, they should do what we call the basic steps for one to know how to trade. It's not only about attending this Zoom, no, but it's also the person that is bringing the person in the business. At least they should help. They should be able to help the person to get started. Yes. So Ahmad, go to the person who invited you to this business, since you are very new and you know nothing, as you are saying. Yes, let them help you how you can get started. Here, we are going to help you if you don't understand something, a particular thing in the business, then we are able to handle that. But if you know nothing, it means we need to start with you from scratch. So that is the work of the person who has invited you to the business. I don't know if Ahmad is finding this cool. Yes, but I think that's the best way.
Okay, our next question is from Ariko, Uganda. He says, explain the warehouse mode.
The warehouse mode. Let me share my screen. Okay, I think my screen is visible. So our robot is a martingale robot. When I say martingale robot, it means it buys at different prices and it sells the margin calls at once, which are the first 4 margin calls. All right. The margin call number 1 up to 4 when the robot buys them, it is going to buy them at different prices. When it buys first time, which is margin call number 1, price will drop. Then it will buy second time. Then price drops, it buys third time. Price drops, it buys fourth time, right? So when the robot manages to buy these margin calls, which are the first 4, it has bought them, yes, at different prices. But now when it is time to sell, it is going to sell these margin calls at once, right? Now, when you are trading in whole warehouse mode, okay? When you are trading in whole warehouse mode and you are only trading with 4 margin calls, understand me? When you are trading in whole warehouse mode and you are trading only with 4 margin calls, it becomes automatic. What do I mean? The robot is going to sell these margin calls under whole warehouse. You don't need to activate the whole warehouse, because if your margin calls are not above 4, you cannot change it to any other mode. All right? If you are trading with only 4 margin calls, or you are trading with 1 margin call, you are trading with 2 margin calls, you are trading with 3 margin calls up to 4. When you are trading these ones, you don't need to change to any other mode. It is automatic. It is already under whole warehouse mode. So what does whole warehouse mode mean? It means if the robot happens to buy your margin calls, it is going to sell all the margin calls at once with 1 take profit. This includes, understand me now, I want to differentiate now. When you are trading with only 4 margin calls, I said it is automatic, it is whole warehouse mode. Meaning to say, when time comes for these margin calls to be sold, the robot is going to sell them at once using the take profit that you put here. Can you see there is a first take profit that you put here? The robot will use this take profit to sell your 4 margin calls under whole warehouse mode. Now, let me explain further and say, sometimes you can trade with 10 margin calls. All right? You can trade with 10 margin calls. If you do not change the whole warehouse mode to any other mode down here, can you see we do have sub-bin? We do have sub-bin mode real-time settlement. So if your robot buys these 10 margin calls while it is in the mode of whole warehouse, it means you cannot change it to any other mode. As a result, your 10 margin calls, they will be sold all of them at once using your take profit here. If you don't change it to any other mode here, when you are trading with more than 4 margin calls. So when you are trading with 5, then you can change the mode to any of these. You are bound to change to any of these if your margin calls are more than 4. But if they are only 4, you cannot change it to any other mode. Automatically, it becomes whole warehouse mode. But the understanding behind whole warehouse, it means the stock that is bought. The stock that is bought, the robot has kept it in warehouse. It is in a warehouse. So when it is time to sell, the robot is going to sell the whole warehouse. That's what it means. The robot is buying stock for you, and it is keeping it in a warehouse. So when it comes to sell, you are instructing the robot under these warehouses. Which warehouse are you telling the robot to operate? If you tell the robot to operate under whole warehouse, it means the robot is going to get rid of all the warehouse at once using one take profit. I don't know if this is understandable. What is whole warehouse mode? So the robot can buy 999 margin calls. If you are trading under whole warehouse mode, the robot is going to sell all these margin calls at once using one take profit. But if you divide them or you separate them, you change the warehouse mode, all right? You change from whole warehouse to sub-bin. So you are instructing the robot to separate the selling of the margin calls. Meaning to say, if it is trading in sub-bin mode, the robot will be buying these margin calls, margin call number 5 going to 999. It will be buying them and selling them one by one independently, right? So warehouse, whole warehouse, it means the whole stock from the warehouse is going to be eliminated by the robot using one take profit. That is whole warehouse mode. Is that clear? The person who asked the question about whole warehouse?
That should be clear. Our next question. He's from Zambia. He says, explain and show how to withdraw one from Royal Queue to a mobile number, and number 2 from Binance to a mobile number.
When you are withdrawing from Royal, when you are withdrawing from your Royal Queue, let's say your earnings from Royal Queue, when you are building a team, the money that Royal Queue compensates you with, you cannot withdraw it to a mobile number straight. It's not possible. You can only withdraw it to your exchange wallet. Then there from your exchange wallet, it depends which exchange wallet are you using. All right, because it's not all exchange wallet that are using mobile numbers. I'm sure you are very much aware of that. So it depends on where you are. Let's say you are in Uganda, you are in Rwanda, what possible means are available for your withdrawals. Okay, so from Royal Queue, you don't withdraw, or there is no service of a mobile number to withdraw from Royal Queue. Are withdrawing only USDT. In Royal Queue, you withdraw only USDT. So you cannot withdraw USDT to a mobile number, right? Then you need to withdraw to your exchange wallet, right? So it depends which exchange wallet are you using that allows you to withdraw to a mobile number. We are looking about services here that are working with the exchanges. All right. For example, here in South Africa, we don't have mobile number services where I can withdraw my earnings to a mobile number. No. All right. So I use the bank. I withdraw using the bank. So it depends. I don't know if I have answered that question about how to withdraw. I think that is Samuel Kandawire from Zambia. Yes. I'm not sure, since you are from Zambia, I'm not sure if Binance is having services where you can withdraw your earnings from Binance, or you change, because remember, you have to change your USDT to your local currency. Then from there, it's when you are able to withdraw your local currency to your service provider that is giving you the service of withdrawing, whether you are using mobile money, for example, MTN, Airtel, something like that. I don't know, Samuel, am I answering your question? Am I answering your question? It varies country to country. That's why I cannot be specific. I'm not sure if I'm handling your question, Samuel. Yes. Yes. Okay. Someone has confirmed that.
Samuel says
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fine. Someone was just confirming that in Zambia is not a problem on MTN or Airtel. So you have to change your USDT first to your local currency available in your country. Then after that, you can use the mobile services to withdraw it. I can't demonstrate because I'm not using the services here, but I know you can do that. Just like our friends in Uganda. Yes, in Uganda they do that. I think we can go to the next question, my leader.
Our next question is from BK Owen. BK Owen is a newcomer in the business, and he's asking again, what is the good strategy for a newcomer like me?
Okay, new people, it depends on how much capital are you using, because you can be a newcomer, but you want good earnings, right? You do have good capital, you want good profit, right? So as I said, all our strategies, they are good strategies, but we are having those strategies looking at how much capital you want to trade with. That's why the other strategy, it is called start small and win big. It means whether you are having $50, you can be able to start your trading experience on Royalty. That's why the strategy is called start small. Whether you're having $20 as a trading capital, you can get started. All right. So our strategies, they are looking at how much capital do you want to put in a single trade. That's why we do have the bull run strategy. We do have the super bull run strategy. We do have the start small, win big strategy. And we do have the buy poverty and super buy poverty. So the bottom line is, how much capital are you starting with? Because all the strategies, they are good to anyone, whether is new or is already in the business. We can proceed, my leader.
Okay, another question from Uganda. How long does the bull run take? How long are we going to experience the bull run?
It depends on the liquidity that is available in the market. Every bull run, I think it is different. If we are to look at the 2021 bull run, we cannot compare it to the bull run that is coming. Why? Because we are looking at some other contributing factors. Like, for example, in 2021 bull run, the world was not well informed about crypto, right? We are looking at the adoption of crypto. How was it in 2021, right? So the next bull run that is coming, which is next year, all right, it may take longer than expected, but we are looking at something like a year. That's what we are looking at, because when we look at 6 months, you are looking at a period that is almost a year, half a year. So how long does a bull run take? It depends on that particular bull run. But the estimation, it starts from 6 months. The bull run can take for 6 months while people are making money. Yes. According to my experience, yeah, I would answer that way.
Okay. The other question is from Provia. Provia says, when should the AI margin call be on? When can you be able to switch on the AI margin call?
Before you start the trade, the AI margin call should be on. But remember, when we are talking about AI margin call, what are you looking for when you are picking a trade? Because there are some who doesn't want to use the AI margin call because of the delaying of the buying of their margin calls, right? But we always say trade with AI margin call so that it helps you not to buy or to put your capital in the market at a fast speed. Remember, the AI helps you in the buying of the margin calls, right? So if you are that somebody who says, no, I just want my robot to follow my margin call drops or my margin configuration settings, then you switch off the AI. But if you are someone who says, no, I am afraid of floating loss, then immediately when you are kicking the trade, you are kicking off the trade, starting your trade, make sure your AI margin call is on. So that is the time that you switch on the AI margin call.
Okay. Martin was making a comment that I wish it is better to record all these presentations to be accessed for the next time if possible. Martin, these sessions are recorded. You can find them on our YouTube channel, the Crypto Ambassadors channel. Every Zoom call is recorded. You can go there and find it, subscribe and like, and then you can be able to be notified every time we have a session. I wish to know the YouTube channel name. I have already given that. Emo Call says, good morning, all leaders in the house. Early this year, in March, I set my coin using bull run strategy, and it's still on floating loss. But later, when they introduced start small, win big strategy, I applied in all coins except those which I was trading. But now, even my coins which has bull run strategy are having smart start small, win big setting. Is it okay that way, or I need to set it back to the old settings?
Okay. Imoko Jim, you need to understand that the strategy does not prevent you to go into floating loss. All right, the strategy does not prevent you to go into floating loss. What matters most in a trade, it is about your capital. All right, mostly it is about your capital. Like I said, we came up with these different strategies looking at how much capital most of the crypto ambassadors family are trading with. How best can we help them? That's why we do have these strategies. So if you did use a bull run strategy to set a coin and it is still in floating loss, and now you are applying start small, win big, and you still find that it's not working, I would request, or I would ask you and say, how much capital are you using to trade? Because there is nothing wrong with the strategy. There is nothing wrong with the strategy, but probably the money, the amount of capital you are trading with, and the coin that you have picked on that particular time. Because when a signal is given, all right, yes, someone can pick that signal and get out. Someone can pick that signal and remain in the trade. It is because of how much capital they are trading with. When the market is dropping, how is their robot buying? Someone will be buying 1, 1, 1, 1, while someone will be buying 2, 4, 8, 16. I'm just giving that an example, though I'm not demonstrating, but I wanted you to understand that the power is in the multiple buy-in ratio that represents your capital. So there is nothing wrong with the strategy. You just need to have a different approach in terms of capital. How much capital are you allocating? All right. I don't know, Jim, am I talking to you? There's nothing wrong with the strategy. Okay. If you are not having a high probability of winning, we need to look into your capital and how can you use your capital to trade one coin at a time, instead of you splitting it to different coins, putting $20 here, $50 there, $70 there. You cannot win a trade like that. But if you are having $100, how about you put the $100 in one trade? If you are having $200, how about we set one trade with your $200 instead of distributing or separating or allocating that small capital to different coins? You're not gonna win. Am I talking to you, Jim? Are we still friends, Jim? Did I answer your question? All right. I think, my leader, you can go to the next question.
Our next question, Malik, good morning. I'm also new, who needs to know about how this works. Malik, I think leader has already answered this. This is a call whereby at least most of the people have robots. If you need to know, you can go back to the person who invited you on the call and he will be able to give you the basics so that you can know what to do. The other question is from Kasim. I have set my signals and the robot is not selling. Can I go back and reduce the take profit?
Yes. If they think that their take profit is higher, the market comes to a certain profit. For example, you have set 3%, but you have been monitoring and you check that your profit can come to 1.5, it can come to 2%. After that, it goes down again. It does not reach the take profit that you have set. Yes, you can edit, you can adjust your settings. There is nothing wrong. Our our robot is editable. You can edit your settings. So you can reduce your take profit, Kasim. It is okay. You can reduce your take profit. There is no problem with it.
Tumuhimbise Enoch says, my ID is getting expired next month and it takes time to renew. I don't have a passport, no driving permit. Which exchanger can I use now that does not require national ID? Thank you, Coach Mo.
Every exchange, it would ask you for an ID or passport, but there are these other exchanges that you're gonna have limitations when it comes to withdrawals if you did not verify your account. For example, you can register on HTX and you don't verify, you're gonna be able to use the HTX. You can register on MEX. You can register on MEX. You're not gonna verify. The only limitations is how much do you withdraw in the exchange, right? How much do you withdraw? It comes to your withdrawal limit. That's when the verification is needed. But if you are having a problem with an ID, a passport, you can go for these exchanges. I'm not sure, maybe the other leaders can confirm other exchanges that can be used without a passport or an ID, right? I know about HTX, I know about MEX. Yes, is it MEXC? Yes. I know about those two. I'm not sure about OKX, Bybit, as well as KuCoin. I'm not sure. I haven't tested those ones.
Our next question is from Gabriel. It says, I need to top up my capital and my Binance requests another verification. What may be the problem?
You want to top up the capital where? Is it in Royal Q or in their Binance? If they wanna top up their gas fees from Binance to Royal Q, they need to verify that that transaction. When Gabriel is talking about another verification, I don't know what he's referring to, because whenever you are doing any transaction, it needs to be verified by you. So it's either it's gonna ask you for your verification code, email code, all right, your email code or your Google Authenticator code, so that the transaction can go through, right? But if you are topping up your capital in Binance, you don't need a verification from Binance. If you are sending money to Binance Exchange, Binance will never request you for a verification. As long as you do have an account with them, the only thing that Binance will ask you, they will receive your deposit. But if you are not verified, you're gonna have a problem to move that money to any other exchange or to move that money out of Binance if the account is not verified. But receiving the money, Binance will receive it. Even if you did not verify, you can deposit in Binance. The problem is you cannot withdraw if your account is not verified. That's what I know of. Gabriel, am I answering your question? Where do you want to top? Is it in Binance or in Royalq you are adding gas fee? But if it's just a capital you're adding to a Binance, they don't ask you for a verification. I'm not sure what problem are you experiencing or what has happened. But depositing in Binance does not need Binance verification, no.
Okay. Okay, our next question. Please, Coach, can you explain to me the types of strategies we have and the recommended one currently?
The strategies that we do have is start small, win big. We do have bull run. We do have buy poverty. I can only recommend a strategy looking at how much capital you are starting with. I mean, you want to trade with. That's why I said our strategies, they were created looking at the capital. How much big or how much small is your capital? For example, I gave an example of start small, win big. We are looking at people that are having capital from $10. There are people that I've got $10, but I want to start my journey on trading. What should we do for those people? We are recommending start small, win big. Someone who is having $50, what can we recommend? Start small, win big. Someone with $100, it's still small capital. Start small, win big. So it's difficult for me to recommend a strategy if I don't know the muscle of your capital. I don't know if this is okay to the person who is asking this question, because our strategies are mostly dependent on how much capital do you want to expose in a trade. Is that okay, Yusuf? Is that okay, Yusuf? We need to know the muscle of your capital. or 200 is explaining about $200. Okay, $200, I would recommend the bull run strategy. I would recommend the bull run strategy, or you can also use the start small, win big. The start small, win big.
He's also asking about the 1,200 or 1,000 capital.
The 1,000 capital, you can use the buy poverty strategy. You can use the buy poverty strategy. If you are able to understand the strategies that we teach, for example, the buy poverty, we are looking at putting a very good amount of capital in one trade, so that when the trade is completed, we are able to get a very good amount of profit. Because we discovered that if you allow the robot to use $1,000 and you collect 3% of your $1,000, it is different from someone who is using $500 in a trade. All right? Is using $500 in a trade, or is splitting the 500 into 5 trades. He's putting $100 here, $100 in another trade, $100 in another trade. Yet someone says, no, I want all my capital 1,000 in one single trade. I'll be trading only one coin. When the robot delivers, it gives me very good amount of profit. Then I take another one. So I will remain patient with my $1,000 capital, right? So if you are having $500, you just need to know and say, what am I looking for? Do I need to trade 3 coins using my $500? I put 200 here, I put 200 here, then I put 100 here. What is your approach? What is your strategy? That's why you see we do have start small, bull run, as well as buy poverty. Buy poverty, it works. We only recommend from $1,000 and above. I know there are people who are manipulating the strategy. When I say manipulating, they are trading with $500 using buy poverty. So they are manipulating the strategy. But our recommendation to the strategy is that at least start with $1,000 in that strategy. My leader, you can proceed.
Okay. Thank you. Please, coach. Please explain me the types of strategies. We are done with that. My robot has expired. This is Amua. My robot has expired. How do I reactivate it?
You deposit the $120 in your gas fee wallet. Then after that, you go and activate. You come here. Let me share my screen. If your robot has expired and you want to renew it, you deposit your activation fee in your gas wallet. All right. You make sure that you've got 120 here in your, all right. In your gas wallet, you deposit the 120. After that, you come here. You just need to do the same. Okay. If it has already expired, if it has already expired, it is going to tell you that you want to renew. All right. It is going to tell you that you want to renew. So you reactivate. There is no magic. There is no problem at all. You just need to come here. Just check on this orange part here. RoyalQ is helping you how you can do the activation or the reactivation of the bot, as long as your activation fee is already deposited in the asset. That is it all.
Next question from Mukula. Crispus Mukunda, he says, I have $100, but I want to learn more about strategies and signals.
Okay. I was okay. Maybe we are not on the same page. I was trying to check here. All right, let me go back and look at the question. Okay, he has $100, but you want to learn more about strategies and signals. Attend our Zoom trainings. Attend our Zoom trainings, but I would recommend if you do have $100, use the strategy that we call start small, win big. Use that strategy. I think it's good for your amount of capital while you are learning on how to set a trade. Since you want to learn more about strategies and signals, so you can start practicing. You cannot practice if you are not practicing. I don't know if I'm making sense. If you want to learn more about strategies and signals, you need to do the activity of setting the robot. So you need to get started. You cannot just learn on the touch line. You come in the Zoom, you learn. You come in the Zoom, you learn. Go and do it in the robot and practice it. So Crispus, you can learn while you are earning with your $100. Use start small, win big as a strategy.
Did you share? Okay. Mbarara Boy asked, talk about the migrate strategy, how it works. How does the migrate strategy work?
Migrate strategy. Migrate strategy. You are looking. Okay. RoyalQ has brought this. In line with coins that normally get delisted. All right. Normally with coins that are getting delisted. So when you are migrating from one exchange to another exchange. All right. I think Leader Julius did a recording or a video on this. I'm not sure. I will check. All right, because it's a new feature on RoyalQ. So you need to follow the instructions. How do you migrate? So you are having a coin in Binance, and Binance is delisting it. But that coin is available in Hobby. Okay? Is available in Hobby. So you want RoyalQ to keep monitoring that coin inside your Hobby exchange. So it means you need to do the API binding in the Hobby exchange. So you connect your same robot, you connect it to Hobby. Then you are going to do the migration of that coin, meaning to say you are instructing RoyalQ to start monitoring that coin in your Hobby exchange. That's the migration button on RoyalQ works. All right, but it needs practical. But there is, I think, okay, I'm gonna ask Leader Julius on this one because it's a new feature. I'm not sure if he has done a video on it, but I will come and respond to this. I think next Friday. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to explain this next Friday. Mbarara Boy, is that okay? Because we like to do things practical.
Okay. Should we go to the next question?
Yes, please.
This is from Ben. What are the most things to change or set when a signal is sent?
You just need to follow the instructions when a signal has been sent. For example, let me share my screen. If you are very new if you are very new, please attend the morning training on Mondays, okay? On Mondays, as well as on Wednesdays. All right, those are the days where we normally do trade settings. So you are able to understand how to pick a trade or how to set a signal. Okay, if you are new and you are not sure which buttons to press, attend our Zoom training on Mondays and Wednesdays, because we teach mostly about trade settings. Let me look for our announcement. Can you see here on the announcement? We do have signals that we send. So if you don't know what are these things that are here, you need to attend our Monday training. Okay? If you don't know what are these things, because this is a signal and you don't know what to change here or how to set this up, please attend the Monday training, which is 10 a.m. East African Standard Time, as well as 9 a.m. South African Time. Attend that training, it's gonna help you. All right, but we do have a recording. We do have Zoom videos, recorded meetings. You can go and watch on these trainings. How do you set up a signal? Whether it is start small, win big, whether it is bull run, whether it is buy poverty. But when a signal has been given like this, how do you take it and use the bull run strategy? How do you take it and use the start small, win big? All right. That's the best way when it comes to which part or what should you change when a signal has been given. It simply means the person is still new in the business. So it is better for them to be cautious by attending a Zoom training, or either they go and watch a recording.
Okay. We move to the next question. Again, from Ariko John. Do we have to verify plus Binance? I think he's asking, do we have to verify Binance? If I have understood the question well.
Yes, on Binance, there are levels when it comes to verification. Now, looking like what I was saying, how much your withdrawal limit do you want to be, even on HTX? So each and every verification, it has got with a limitation. How much can you withdraw? All right. So there are levels of verification on the Binance, looking at how much are you looking at. For example, the big guys that withdraw millions. Okay, there are other verifications that they need to give to Binance for that to happen. But with me and you, we are still down here. We don't need those other verifications. As long as we verify with our ID, our passport, then we are okay. Because I don't think people that are in this Zoom, they are able to withdraw from Binance over $1 million. I don't think so. So our verification is okay. The stage of verification that we are having is okay. I'm not sure if that's what John Ariko is referring to, because I know there are levels of verification in the exchanges. For example, Binance and ATX, looking at the limit in terms of withdrawal.
Okay, we go to Aria Chris. Aria Chris says, is super start small, win big strategy the same as start small, win big strategy? Is super start small the same as start small, win big strategy?
No, there's no super start small. There is the super bull run, okay, and the bull run strategy. But when it comes to start small, it is only start small, win big. So there are two different strategies. There is no super start small. There is only start small. But when it comes to bull run, there is a super bull run and bull run.
Next question, Mugisha Ismail is asking, can he be able to connect two exchanges on one robot, which is the Reiki robot?
Actually 8. He can connect 80 exchanges using one Royalty robot. All the exchanges that are available here, you can connect them to Royalty. These ones here. If you check your Royalty bot, all right, you do have these exchanges here. All right, you do have these exchanges that are available here. So you can connect all of them to your Royalty bot. Okay, here they are. Here, when you tap here, can you see all these exchanges here? If you can put money here, you 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 put money here. All of these you deposit capital. Then Royalty is going to trade in Binance for you. You can set a trade in HTX. So you'll be trading. The bot can execute simultaneously in all these exchanges. So Royalty is able to do that. You can connect your bot to 80 exchanges, not only 2, like what you're asking. Actually, all these exchanges can be connected. When you come here and tap on the API binding here, all right? So you can connect all these. You can connect this, connect this, connect this, connect this, connect this, connect this, connect this. And you are able to trade in all these if you are having capital in all the exchanges using one Royalty bot. Can proceed, my leader.
Our next question is from Salongo David. He's asking, if I receive a signal and check the coin when the RSI is 50, can I still trade that signal, or I wait and get a better one?
You need to buy low. We want to buy low and sell high. So if you find a signal or you find a trade, the RSI, this is a person who is picking coins using RSI indicator in Royalty, right? So if you are trading using RSI, setting up a trade, and you find a coin is already above 50, don't trade it. Because you are not buying low, you are buying high. It means your RSI indicator is above 50. So you are buying that coin high. So wait for another trade. Wait for another trade. David, is that okay? If you are using RSI, you find RSI is above 50, don't trade it, because we are wanting to buy buy low and sell high. So 50 is high. The price is already high.
Okay. I think all the questions are done, leader. The questions are done. I have, sorry. Okay. The questions are done. Unless there is any other. The person was requesting for the YouTube channel of Crypto Ambassadors. I have shared it in the chat. You can find it there. Leadership, thank you so much. I don't think unless you have something else to add on, we are done with the questions for today.
No, I don't have. I am here only when there are questions. If you don't have questions, I don't stay here. So I'm only here for questions. So if we don't have questions, then it means we have to end the Zoom.
Salongo has brought in another question. David says, can I do API binding when the robot is not yet activated with $120?
No. You cannot do API binding if you don't have an active robot. It needs to be activated first.
Okay, and Zahara, just before we can, Emokol has to be unmuted. Maybe we can answer Zahara and then we unmute Emikol. Zahara says, can someone go into floating loss if he has bought low?
Yes, they can go into floating loss if they have bought low. Let me demonstrate here. What does it mean to buy low? Should I use my Royal Q-bot or I use okay, let me choose here a coin. For example, this is sell. Let me check. Okay, it is under sell. Let me look for a coin that says strong sell. I'm looking for a coin that says strong sell. This one says strong buy. Okay, let me demonstrate here. Let me just use the seller. Okay. So when you are picking a coin, you are buying low. What do you mean buying low? It means you are buying it at a cheaper price. So buying low, it can start from where you are. All right. It looks at where you are when you say buying low. So when you come here in Royal Q, you are going to discover that let's say you are using the RSI. Let me use TradingView to explain this better. Pardon me, guys. Let me come here and use TradingView. I think it's gonna give a good explanation to buy low and sell high. Okay. Let me just use this for explanation. If you are attending this for first time, don't mind me. I just want to explain what does it mean to buy low and sell high, and do you stand a chance of entering into a floating loss? Right now, this is the market up here. This is the real market up here. All right, this is the real market up here, and this is an indicator called RSI. It is helping me to track what is happening on top here, right? So the RSI says it has got 3 lines which are called bands. This is the first line, which is on top. This is the middle line, okay? And this is the below line, which is down here. Now, when the market has moved from the top here, okay, there is 100 here on top, and there is 0 here on the bottom. It means the market is going to move from 0, it goes to 100, or it comes from 100, it comes to 0. Like what you are seeing here, the market can move this way. If I can minimize my screen, okay? Let me remove this Fibonacci indicator here so that people can only see the candles. So you can see the market moved from the top here. It went down to this level. Before it went up here, it was down here. It went up that way. Okay? So when the market has come down here, you want to buy low. Can you see here? This is low. You are buying low. You can enter the market here only to discover that it is continuing to come down. But here you bought it low. Okay, so let me explain that using this area, this indicator. This area here, okay, when the market is coming from the bottom, going to the top, it is going to cross the middle line, which is called the 50 line. Because between 0 and 100, there is 50 in the middle. So when the market is coming from 0, going to 100, it crosses the 50 line. That's why someone was asking, if I use RSI to trade, I find the coin is above 50. Can I trade or I should wait for another signal? This is what he was simply saying. The coin is above 50. It means it has reached the overbought area. This area from 50 going up, this area is called the overbought area. It means when the market is coming from bottom here, people are buying it, buying it, buying it, buying it. The more they buy, the higher the price becomes, because there are more buyers buying that particular asset. So when they are pushing the price up, it means price is increasing. So if you are to enter above 50, it means you are buying high compared to the person who bought it here on the bottom. Now, when the market is coming now from the bottom here, I mean from the top, when the market is coming from the top, coming downwards now, for example, it is moving from here, coming down here. This area here, it is called the oversold area. This one is the overbought. When the market is coming from low, it goes up. When the market is coming from up, coming down, it means it has reached an area where this particular asset, it has been sold a lot. It has been sold a lot. For example, here, if you can look here, you can see that there was price dropping. From here, people were selling, taking profit. So when they sell, the price of the asset decreases. When they buy, the price of the asset increases, right? So I'm looking at someone who has bought low. Does the person stand a chance of going into floating loss? Yes. Yes. Because you can buy here, then the market continues to come further down. Or you buy below here. Sometimes you buy just below this line. Then you discover that the market will still continue to move below like this. Before it started to go up, it is still moving below here. So in actual sense, when you check up here, it means the price is still going down. So the RSI, it will be moving below because it has already reached the 0 line. I don't know if I'm answering the question that can someone stand a chance of going into floating loss when they are buying low? Yes. Let me look for an area where the market was still staying below. Okay, maybe I can use this to demonstrate. Can you see here, guys, what I was simply explaining? Okay, can you see this part? This part here. The market is still below. If somebody entered here, the market tried to go up, but it did not continue. It came down. When it came down, it moved below this line. It means this person who entered there is in floating loss, but is standing a chance of getting out of the market faster than the person who bought here on top. So the advantage of buying low is that when the market starts to rise, you don't stay longer in the market because you are right here at the bottom. So yes, you can float even if you buy low. That's why we said trade with margin calls, because the market can go further down. I don't know if I tried to answer this question honestly. Who was asking this question? I think it was, who was this?
That was Zahara.
Zahara, yes. Zahara, did I answer your question? Mugisha, I think we have answered this question of exchanges. We have answered this question of exchanges, yes. So I think, my leader, you can unmute those that want to come on the microphone.
I think they have put down their
hands.
hands.
Okay.
Maybe Emicole, Jimmy, do you still want to say something? Raise your hand if you need to be unmuted. If you need to speak, please raise your hand so that we can be able to unmute you.
I think while we are doing that, let me just answer Robert. When they say if there is no floating loss, there is no success, they are simply saying if the market does not drop, remember, we make more profit when we buy low. So if the market does not drop, then our success rate is reduced, right? Our success rate is reduced because we get more profit when you buy the asset cheaper than when you buy it high. So the floating loss represents buying low. That's what it simply means. The term floating loss, to some, it represents an opportunity to buy low, right? Because if the market doesn't go down, our robot does not buy margin calls. The robot only buys when the price is dropping. So if there is no dropping of price, you discover that your robot can buy one time, it sells without buying your margin calls. It means price is going up. So when the price drops, it's an opportunity to buy. That gives us a success rate. Yes, thank you so much, Robert, if you have understood that. I think you can unmute the leader.
Emicole, you can unmute.
Yeah, sure. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, Emicole, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Thank you so much. My leader, actually, I asked you before regarding my coins, which are on floating loss. I traded them early this year, like in March. Strategy. So, but my problem, you answered me, but my problem is not the capital I used, because one coin is having 250, another one is 300. So, but my problem is when they introduced that small win big strategy. So I did the settings on the other coins, which I wasn't trading. But after I did the settings, I realized even the ones I'm trading, they are having that small win big strategy. So my problem is not floating loss or capital or anything. My problem is, will these settings be okay to sell these coins? Or I need to set the coins back to the bull run strategy settings. And secondly, I need to add more capital for it to buy more margin calls. But my worry is the settings, they are having start small, win big settings, which I did not set at first. So that is the only point I need, nothing else. Thank you.
All right, how many margin calls are you trading with in the start small, win big?
Starting small, win big, I was using 17 margin calls for the $100 US. That is the one I set. I have another one of 200 and that of 300. Those are the strategies I set.
So it has bought all the margin calls?
No, for these floating coins, they bought all the margin calls using the old strategy of bull run strategy. So then after
Okay, so
that,
you have
it
just
finished
set this. You have just set the setting. You did not apply it to a trade. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh,
I didn't apply to a
okay.
trade, but they are now reflecting on the floating trade, which I setted with bull run strategy. So my worry is it okay? They will sell like that? Or do I need to open?
Oh,
Is it okay?
okay.
I open, or I need to set back to the bull run strategy?
All right, I understand you. Okay, so
You.
you know what, Jim? When you are changing settings on a trade that is already running, there is nothing that is going to change the trade because the robot
Okay.
has already bought your margin calls.
Sure.
Yeah. So the only thing is that if the robot happens to start selling your margin calls, for example, you are having 17 margin calls, right? And you are trading in sub-bin mode or sub-bin mode real-time settlement. Okay. Now you have applied the other settings. Yeah. So when the robot starts selling those margin calls and the market drops again, then it will be buying using the new settings you have applied to the trade. But currently, if the robot did not sell any margin calls on the old trade, those settings are not going to change anything.
Okay. Thank you so much. I understand now. So what about if
Yes.
I wish to add more margin calls? Which method am I gonna use now? Is it the new one which is reflecting the start small win big, or I need to go back and set the bull run strategy so that it will buy more margin calls? Because it both, as we know, bull run strategy we always using 5 margin calls and we put it on sublead. That is where it is. Okay. So, but now if I need more margin calls, can I open margin calls and it continues buying with a start small win big strategy, or I need to set it back to the bull run strategy so that it will buy more margin calls?
If you have already inserted the start small win big strategy settings in the running trade, right? And you are adding capital, you just need to open margin. You just need to tap the margin call button to be on, because the start small win big, you are saying is 17 margin calls, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So the bull run strategy is 5 margin calls, right?
Yes.
So it means in the bull run strategy, the robot has already bought your 5 margin calls. Am I correct?
Very correct.
Okay. So the margin call button right now, it is still on. Is it still on or is it off? But
it is off. Once the margin calls were done buying, it went off and it has been off. I didn't turn it on because of that word.
so okay. So if you can on that button, since you have already put in the start small win big strategy settings, the robot will start buying. It will start buying your margin calls because now it is 17. Because it ended on 5. So it will continue to buy from 6. Using now the settings that you have applied, which is start small, win big.
Okay.
Yeah, that is if you want to open margin calls on that coin. You just need to switch on the margin call button. Yes. Yeah, just switch on the margin call button. It will start buying.
Okay. Because my worry was only about the margin calls and how it will sell. So, but now I'm clear. I'm okay. Thank you so very much. Nothing else.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay, guys, the Royal Q robot, it is $120. Okay, it is $120. If someone is selling a Royal Q robot at a certain price, please, that transaction, it is between you and that person. Don't bring it here. If the people scams you there, don't come here. Okay. Get well informed. The RoyalQ robot costs $120 and the money goes to RoyalQ. Nobody takes it. So if someone is selling a robot at $60, please, it is between you and the person. If you want to be scammed, please go and get scammed. Then you come here and tell your testimony. We're going to allow you to tell a testimony. It's fine.
Hello, our next question. Leader, can I go ahead with the next question?
Yes, let's just pick two and then we end.
Hello?
Yes, my leader, can hear. Yes.
Explain more about buy low, sell high. Kindly explain more about buy low, sell high, area using RSI. Still confused. This is from Samsung.
Okay. I think I opened up a can of worms when I came here. That's where this question is coming from. I opened up a can of worms here when I opened this RSI. Okay, so guys, in simple terms, okay, it's a lesson on its own. But in simple terms, when you are trading using RSI indicator, okay, this indicator here, it helps you that if you want to enter a trade, for example, you want to enter a trade, you need to check the position of your RSI, okay? So you can see that the RSI, it has got two lines here, the blue line and then the orange is the orange line here, all right? So this indicator normally portrays or it imitates what is happening on top here. When the market goes up, you will see that it will be pointing up. When the market comes down, it will be pointing down. So when the market moves from the top, for example, here, if I can show this area, okay, can you see here? The market moved from here to here. Can you see? So here on the bottom here, it is this movement. It is this line here. It is this line here, right? So when the market retraced, when the market moved from here, can you see it went high up here? When it came down here, it is this movement here. Are you following? So for you to buy low, it means you need to wait for the market to come from this top, come down here. So if you were to enter this trade, if you wanted to trade this coin, it means you need to buy it when the market comes down here. So that when it goes to this line, probably this middle line, then you exit, you leave the market. So when it came down here, it was an opportunity to buy. When it goes up here, you get out. Can you see when it went up there, it had to come down again? Can you see? So you just need to watch the positions of buying. So when you are using the RSI to help you buy them in the market, you are looking at positions of entry. So from 0 to 100, 100, there is 50 in the middle. So from 50 going up, this area, it is called overbought. It means this price or this particular asset, it has been bought a lot. But from 0 to 50, it is called the area of oversold. It means here it is at least affordable. It is cheaper. Okay? So someone cannot enter at 50. He will wait for the market to come probably this line. Remember, when you check here, there is 50 here. Okay? There is 40. There is 30. There is 20. There is 10 on the side here. So someone says, no, I'm not going to enter at 30. I'm going to wait for the market to come at 20. That's why in Royal Q, we do have this RSI. We set it. So you are not buying at 50, it is high. You want to buy at 30, at least. Then from 30, you open margin calls coming down. You are anticipating that this market from this level, it is still coming down. So from this level coming down, you open in margin calls. Because 30 to 0, it is not far. Rather than 50 to 0. So you want to enter at 30. So that here you buy margin calls. If it happens that the market makes a U-turn here, fine. But you should know that the market has not completed the cycle. It needed to come to 0 because it moves from 0 to 100, 100 to 0. That's what normally happens. But sometimes it will make a U-turn in the middle, in the midst of the road. It will make a U-turn. For example, here you can see it was making a U-turn before it completes the journey. So you just need to have this at the back of your mind, that the market will move from 0 to 100 or 100 to 0. Or it will move from 0 to 50, it comes back again to 0. Or it will move from 100, it will come to 50, it goes back again to 100. Like I said, is a training on its own. So this indicator imitates what is happening on top here. This is the real market. This one is just an indicator helping you to define what is happening on top here. That's why we teach the morning class, the trading class in the morning. We teach these things. All right? But you can still trade in Royal Q without you understanding these things. This is just extra knowledge. Because someone is saying, it means I cannot trade in Royal Q if I don't understand this. No. Royal Q is simplified. That's why we give you signals. You just need to learn how to set up those signals. But this one is extra lesson, free knowledge that we give to the community. So if you want to learn more about this, you can join us in the morning sessions that we give, free of charge. I think I have answered that question, my leader.
Okay, Coach Mo, the hands are done. And the questions also, I think we have exhausted all the questions that were asked. Would like to say, or Kelly has come up. Leader, can we finish with Kelly?
Yeah, you can pick her. I think I saw her hand was up, then she disappeared. So you can pick her, no problem.
Kelly, you can unmute. Kelly, you can unmute. I have sent you a request. Kelly, you are unmuted. You can speak, my sister.
Hello. You can hear me?
Kelly, we can hear you well.
Okay, thank you so much, Coach Mo and Leader Jelina. My question is one, and it is always bothering me, like on the time, because on when you are setting, they can say you can choose for 15 minutes, 1 hour, something like that. You can look at a trade on that basing on the time. But now my question is, when you check the time, what are we looking at? We are looking at the previous day, we are looking at the current day. What are we looking at? Because me, when I check, I see like it bring, like if I check now, it is 26. When I'm checking, it is showing the date 25th. I don't understand. Like, what does it really show us? Like, what does it really show me?
Are you talking about the time frame in Royal Q?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it shows you the date.
Because I'm always checking, like I want to say, let me see this trade, if I set it now in 15 frame, like, or in 20 on 1 hour, what will happen? Like, maybe I be thinking, like, you want to know how the coin is going to move, like in 1 hour. But when I check, I put like 1 hour, I see it is showing down here. When I check my time, when I see here down the date, I see like date 25, 24. I ask why.
Where do you see that?
I always see wait. Down here. Let me.
I'm sharing my screen. I'm sharing my screen right now. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen. I can see your screen.
Okay, so where are you referring to?
No,
on the date when you took.
You have picked, okay, put on 1 hour, put 1 hour time or 4 time.
Okay.
Is always, this is what? This is date 25th. You can see. When you put, like, when you put on 4 hours, it will come, like, it will cover the date of today. You start seeing, like, sometimes I see 23rd. You see here.
Okay.
Because that's what I want to understand. What are we always looking at? Because me, when I see there, I get scared. I say, I will be in floating loss, and now this coin, where is it heading? Why is it showing me 23rd, 24th? What, when we are in another day?
No, your focus should not. Your focus should not be on these things here. When you are getting lost. That's why you have never heard a leader talking about these things in a training.
That's why I decided to ask you today, because I always mislead myself.
No. You choose to do so. In our training, you choose to do so. You are just tormenting yourself for nothing. This is not our focus. Yes.
So I wanted that.
When we are talking about a time frame, we are looking at when we are talking about a time frame, we are looking at a shorter period in the market that you are focusing on. You are looking, for example, if you look here, when we say 15 minutes, all right, when we say 15 minutes, it means you are looking at a candle that is going to start and finish in 15 minutes time frame. Yes. This candle, what you are seeing here, what is gonna start to grow here, it will start in the period of 15 minutes. This candle will start and complete. And another one after 15 minutes, another one comes. So you are looking at a short, okay, this one is 1 hour, sorry. What is appearing here is for 1 hour. But if I can change it to 15 minutes here, you are simply looking at a candle starting and finishing in 15 minutes time. Right? Yes. You are looking at a candle that is going to start and finish in 15 minutes time. Now, when you put it in 1 hour, you are going to discover that how many 15 minutes candles are in 1 hour if we are to count here. Because if one candle here is 15 minutes, what you are seeing here, all these candles, it means every candle, it took 15 minutes to complete, right? So if we change the time frame to 1 hour, how many 15 minutes candles are you going to have in 1 hour? So it means if we are to count probably from here, from this level, I'm just using that as an example. It means our 1 hour, all right? Our 1 hour, if we are to count 15 minutes candles, probably the market will start from here to where it is right now. So all these candles, they have developed in 1 hour. If we check them in 15 minutes.
So how do I tell? How do I tell, like, this candle, like, here it has started from here in this? Okay, let's say now the way how it is, this one is for 1 hour, and then now you are counting that how many candles have developed in 1 hour, like how many candles. So you are counting how will you tell that it started from here up to here?
That does not matter. What you need to focus on is which time frame are you wanting to trade? If you are focusing to check your market in 15 minutes time frame, it simply means you are not going to take a huge take profit. In 15 minutes time frame, the maximum that you can take is 1.5. Right?
Okay.
It's different from someone who's gonna trade in 4 hours. Okay, if you are trading in 4 hours, then you go for 3%. But if you are trading in 15 minutes, okay, your focus should be 1.5% maximum, because you want to get in the market in a shorter time frame, possibly get out also in a shorter time frame. That's why when we are trading in 15 minutes, we are using the RSI of 6. We are looking at 6 previous candles in the 15 minutes time. Yes. So you're going to discover that there is a difference for someone who is looking at the market in 12 candles. Can you see we do have the RSI that looks at 12 candles. It monitors 12 candles. Yes, it is in the 15 minutes time frame, but it monitors 12 candles. And there's another RSI that monitors 24 candles, but it's still in the 15 minutes. So if I may ask you a question, the RSI that looks at 15, that looks at 6 candles, and the RSI that looks at 12 candles, which one can move faster?
The one looking at 6 candles.
So you are looking at the shortest time frame possible, because you want to enter the market and exit the market. Can you see what is happening here? This is 15 minutes time frame. If I can change this, to 4 hours, you are going to say, no, the market is not ready to enter. Right?
Okay. One more question, coach, related to that. If now, like in 15 minutes, I take a bigger profit, like 3%, what will happen? Can that one lead to
you're gonna go into floating loss. You can't get out.
I have been putting myself in floating loss. Okay, now we get it.
You cannot complete 3% in 15 minutes. It's not possible.
I've been loading myself. I go to the market. I see. I take the first 6 candle. I use the RSI. I take 6 candle, but the profit I take now, I am like sleeping in the floating loss. Even the next day I'm there. Yet I'm the one who is taking the bigger profit in the short period. All right, I get it, coach. Now, thank you so much.
The big they take profit, the longer the waiting period. Yes. Because if me and you, we enter this trade, Mina, I take 1.5%. We enter same time, but you are wanting 3%. We enter same time. Mina, I'm looking at 1.5. So we enter same time. It means we enter here. By the time this candle gets here, my 1.5 is achieved. But your 3% is not yet. It means this market needs to come here for you, for your 3% to be achieved. So I'm going to leave you in the market waiting. I get out.
I understand now. You have answered me perfectly well. Thank you so much, Coach Mo.
All right. Okay. Leader Jerina, I think we can end the Zoom if there's no access there.
No, we can end. Coach Mo, thank you so much. Thank you, our leader, for this session. It's really been a very, very informative session. We are grateful for the time that you put into the training, the time that you spend to coach us, and all the other leaders in Crypto Ambassadors. We are really, really grateful. And we look forward into applying these things that you teach us, especially now that we are in the bull run. We really appreciate your effort. Thank you, Coach Mo. And we want to end the Zoom here. For everyone who has attended, thank you for taking your time to attend. And please always call your team members to come and attend the training, because it's from your team that you also get elevated to the next level. If they succeed, you succeed. We are so grateful, and let's end the call and we come back again. Remember, the same time, we have another Zoom call tomorrow, Saturday, with Leader Doris, also to learn about Royal Q. Thank you, Coach Mo. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, leadership, and thank you for everyone. Wish you a lovely Friday.